Hey guys, I'd like to welcome you to a special episode of Across the Desk with Pastor Clark. I'm Pastor Clark, your host and your pastor for the moment. And I'd like to come on here this morning just to give thanks to the people who have made Across the Desk Pastor Clark what it is. Sometimes I have to stop and say thank you. First of all, before I go any further, I have to say thank you to my beautiful wife, Kathy Clark, who pushed me and encouraged me to keep trying at this when I was ready to give up on it. She kept telling me, honey, you'll get it. I thank you, honey, for not letting me quit. Thank you for that. And I also like to thank you, special guests, for traveling far and near to come here to be on Across the Desk with Pastor Clark. But before I go any further, I'd like to give a special warm thank you to Rev Dr Louis Moore, who's one of my first guests on the Pastor Clark. Me and this brother was in the first grade together, and I have to say him first because I don't want to not leave him out. He came and did the podcast. I reached out to him a week or so later. He had passed away from COVID. And I thank him for traveling. We had a great time. He spent the whole day with my wife and I. We had a great time. Always been a friend. Just want to say thank you, brother. I know heaven is enjoying you. And second, I'd like to thank Pastor Todd Brock. Been a guest twice already, and he was so good. Once I had to bring him back again. He was a really great guest. And second of all, next, I would like to thank Rev Dr Clement Morris, my mentor, my pastor, who's been on here twice, and both times we had great podcasts. We got great views. We had great podcasts. And thank you. He also has a podcast coming real soon. I don't know when, but you just stay tuned. You'll know. And also, I like to thank Pastor Jeremy Warren, another brother who's only a phone call away. When I call him to come, he come, and I thank God for that. And also, I have to thank my sister, Evangelist Beverly Hurry, and my brother Mac Hurry, been supporting the podcast since day one, been right here. And also, I have to thank Minister Tony Douglas, a best-selling author, written a best-selling book in the Christian arena. He's a great writer, and he's been on here twice. He was supposed to come back, I think it was last week, but due to COVID, he couldn't make it, and so he called me. So we're in the process now of rescheduling, but he's ready to come back. And also another guest I have to pay tribute to, and I have to thank, it's Minister Wayne Street, my brother, my friend. The only reason you hadn't seen him back for a second term because he does those plays. He's traveling. He's really busy, so I had to catch him in his between time. Hadn't been able to set anything up lately, but we talk every once in a while. He's coming back in. We did a great podcast together. And another one that I was talking to just a few days ago, he's ready to come back. We had to get together on a date. That's Apostle Belton Platt. Another great friend in the gospel. He's planning to come back again. And another great brother who's a local around this area, but he's originally from Charlotte, but he lives in this area now, is Elder Melvin Jones Jr. He came and did a podcast. He's ready to come back. I think we were talking about sometime next month. He's coming to do it. And I also had another great podcast with a brother, Chris Henderson, a young guy from Huntersville, North Carolina. Great, powerful warrior in spirit. He's coming back again. We hadn't touched base yet, but he told me just let him know when I need him to come back. So I reached out to him a few days ago. I hadn't heard anything back yet, but I'm quite sure he'll get back in touch with me. And another pastor that we did, I think we've had 2 podcasts already together, and we had a great time sitting down with him. It's Pastor Jason from R2 from Renaissance Church, locally here in Jamestown, a great man of God. We had a great podcast together. I reached out to him about coming back, and he's been terribly busy. They have a lot of stuff going on with his church right now, and I understand that as a pastor. He wasn't able to make it, but he let me know that whenever he get free, that we'll see him again. And another pastor that I talked to a week or so ago. We didn't set a date, but he's ready to come back. That's Apostle Belton Platt, a great friend, a great warrior in the spirit, great man of God, one a general in the gospel. You know, he's due to come back anytime now. We just hadn't set a date on him, but as soon as he gets some free time, he's coming back. He was one of the first guests that we had. I thank God for this year across the desk with Pastor Clark. It's been a success, but we can do better. I'm asking you to share it with your grandmama, share it with granddaddy, share it with your aunt, share it with your uncle, share it with your friends, share it with your cousin, share it with your boyfriend, share it with your girlfriend, share it with everybody that you know. Give them a chance to hear and see across the desk with Pastor Clark. We have some great topics sometimes. Everyone will be good, but most of all, there'll be great shows, great podcasts. So we ask you that if you hadn't, push the subscribe button, do it now, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And push the like button. When you push the like button, it's the only way that we'll know that you support, because we can see when you push the like button. But because we're not live, if you don't push the like button and subscribe button, we'll never know. And also, we've made quite a few changes around here across the desk. We have this beautiful sign and behind us across the desk with Pastor Clark, and we also have these caps across the desk with Pastor Clark, and we also have these coffee mugs across the desk with Pastor Clark that we give to our guests when they come on. But if you disagree and you desire to have the cap of the cup, not the sign, the cap of the cup, just send us your information. We'll try our best to get one in the mail to you. Free of charge. We're not charging for anything. You might have to pay the shipping and handle on, and that'll be it. Because God has blessed my wife and I, we're good. We're not soliciting money for the caps and hat. We want to be a blessing to people. So if you desire to have it, just send us a line, let us know. But in order to get, I got to put this in order for you to get the cap and hat, we will ask you to subscribe to the channel. I think that's fair. Because these quality caps. There's not nothing cheap about these caps. They're quality. If you desire to have a cup or a hat, we're gonna ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. How about that? Is that fair? Okay, well, thank you. And again, I'll say thank you guys for helping this first year be a success. We're already into our second year. We have new guests lined up. I have 3 or 4 new guests that's coming weeks to come. And I hope everybody will stay safe and stay warm in the ice and snow that we've had these couple of days. And this stuff's going to soon go away. And Cross the Desk will be running again with new guests and everything coming out again. So we'd like to thank you, guys. Take this moment to say thank you for those of you who've made this success. And I ask you again to share the podcast with people. Share it with your friends, your neighbors, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your granddad, your grandmama, your aunt, your uncle, your cousin-in-law. Share with everybody you can to help make this podcast better than what it is. Thank you, and may God bless you and heaven smile upon you.